What's going on, guys? It's Cole, and welcome to episode 2 of my GS Chronicles Nuzlocke. So last episode, we took on the Violet City Gym Leader Faulkner and battled some Team Rocket Grunts alongside our friend Chris. So first, let's do a team recap. First, we have Vulcan the Quilava, Melano the Duskull, Kerberos the Puchiana, Tithonus the Beedrill, Lapis the Geodude, and Mephitis the female Nidoran. So we start off in the Ruins of Elf, where we do the Kabuto puzzle, and we talk to Bugsy and get the unknown report from him. And we catch P, the letter P, the unknown. And then on Route 32, we get the Miracle Seed for beating Faulkner, and we get our encounter with Sybil the Rollicks. So after getting Sybil, we head south on the route, pick up TM62 Silverwind, and teach that to Tithonus, who may not have the best special attack, but at least it's another bug type move. Not long after that, Mephitis evolves into Nidorina. We then continued south and battled our friend Chris right before the entrance to Union Cave. During which Lapis learned Smackdown. After the battle, we proceeded into the Pokemon Center and picked up the Goldenrod, which will allow us to get some extra encounters. the first fishing encounter we got was in Violet City, and that was Azalea the Goldine. Catching Azalea was followed up by our Cherry Grove encounter, which was Venus the Poliwag. After that, we went back to Route 32 and proceeded into Union Cave to get our next encounter. Which, as you see, is Onyx, which we named Glycon. I don't intend on using it unless we lose Lapis, since there is a complete type overlap between both of them. So after catching Glycon, we headed downstairs and picked up TM39 Rock Tomb, which I then taught to Lapis. After that, we continued through the cave, battling all the other trainers to the exit, where we battled a black belt. And this is where things went kind of bad, because this Mankey had pursuit, which meant we lost Melano. After beating down that Mankey, we continued towards Azalea Town, saw Kurt accosting Team Rocket, and headed into Azalea Town to put Melano into the RIP box and add Nemeus to the team. But also check out our newer water Pokemon and our Onyx. after adding Nemesis to the team, we went to a house in Azalea Town and picked up a piece of charcoal and gave it to Vulcan. We then met up with Kurt and headed to the Slowpoke well after him to not only take care of Team Rocket, but also get our next encounter. So after we talked to Kurt, who injured himself going down the ladder, we got our next encounter, which was Minyades the Zubat. Took on, for the first time, Rocket Executive Proton. So Lapis took down his Magmar with Magnitude. Tithanus took down his Buizel with Twin Needle. Nemesis learned Spark. Lapis took down his Nidorino with another Magnitude. So after that, we headed off to face Bugsy in his gym, but not before being accosted by a couple of police officers and meeting Looker, a member of the International Police. Battling through the gym trainers in Bugsy's gym, Kerberos evolved into Mariana. Lapis also learned Bulldoze, which I replaced Magnitude for. And Nemesis evolved into Luxio. So after that, we then went and took on Bugsy and his team of Skorupi, Yanma, and his ace, Scyther. The battle didn't take long, as Bugsy swapped in both his Yanma and his Scizor into consecutive rock tombs from Lapis, which annihilated them, which allowed Lapis to take out Skorupi, winning me the battle and the Hive Badge. defeated him, he rewards us with the ability to use the Sharp Ride, which is basically cut, and TM89 U-turn, which we taught to Tithonus, over Twin Needle. So next we go to the Elex Forest to get our next encounter and head towards Goldenrod City. In the Elex Forest, we get our next encounter, which is Arachne, the Spinnerack, and we came across our rival yelling at a member of Team Rocket. And as we see, Chris runs up and accuses our rival of being a member of Team Rocket. But as we all know, he has no love for Team Rocket either, considering his father, Giovanni, abandoned him. So then we walk up, he insults us, and challenges us to a battle. So after dealing with his Ghastly, Zubat, and Croconaw, he runs away, and we are able to move up the route towards Route 34 and Goldenrod City. So right after the battle, I used the rare candy I had picked up earlier that I kind of forgot about to evolve Geodude into Graveler. Not long after that, we pick up TM95 Struggle Bug, and then we head back to the Dark Cave, grab the Moonstone, so we can evolve Mephitis into Nidoqueen. I then taught Kerberos Crunch, Ice Fang, and Thunder Fang, along with teaching Nidoqueen's superpower. And then we moved on to Route 34 and got our next encounter, which was Tithonia the Illumise. We then met up with Chris and her grandfather and battled Chris. Nemesis took down her Ledyba, grew to level 32. Mephitis grew to level 33 and learned Chip Away. And then Nemeus took down her Eevee, and Lapis took down her Luxio. And her Vulpix, winning us the battle. So after chatting with her grandfather, he gives us an egg. So the original egg had hatched into a Magby, but I messed up, so I started re-recording, and unfortunately I didn't get a Magby. I got Munchlax, who I nicknamed Nero. The Munchlax was... The Magby was going to be nicknamed Hephaestus. So we checked Nero's stats. So he's got a quiet nature, thick fat, lick, metronome, odor sleuth, and tackle. So we went into the Pokemon Center and met Bill, whose family has a house in Goldenrod, but he had to go back home and keep working on stuff. So then I decided to start training up a couple of members, so I added Miniades over Nidoqueen, over Kerberos, and Sybil over Nidoqueen. And after some training, I got rid of Miniades' wing attack and gave it Pluck. And then on Route 35, we got our encounter, which was Cricketune. But because I'm an idiot and I forgot I only had 3 Great Balls left, I failed the encounter. So, Miniades got some extra XP. That's all. And then I got TM28 Dig, and we went into the national park, got our encounter, which was Venonat, and then I realized I hadn't gone back to get more Great Balls. So that was 2 failed encounters in a row, because I was an idiot. So I just took them both down. And then we went over here, talked to the friend of somebody we had talked to when we entered Goldenrod. We gave him the brass key, and he gave us his friend's janitor's mask, which will allow us to go down into the sewers. And then we head back and see Bugsy complaining about Team Rocket being in the sewers. And then he says he'll go take care of Team Rocket himself. And then we head down into the sewers, talk to the guy, get TM36 Sludge Bomb, and then teach it to Miniades. Over Bite, over Supersonic, and then we go over literally 30 feet and get the Poison Barb, and then we downstairs we get our encounter, which is Gloop the Grimer, and this one I actually do get because I actually got Pokeballs for it. So I've given up on the Roman nicknames. It was too much work. So after some training, Miniatus evolved into Golbat. And after a few more rocket battles, Sybil evolved into a Kirlia. And then we faced for the second time Proton. So Lapis took care of his Weasel. Nero grew to level 20 and tried to learn Screech, but I said no. Then he sent back his Nidorino. Lapis easily took care of it. And his Pinsir. So it grew to level 21, and we beat Proton again. And after beating Proton, we headed downstairs to go save Bugsy because he got himself captured. Because as we know, the only person that's immune from capture by the evil team is the protagonist. Anyone else is fair game. So they realized we beat Proton, and they ran because they were scared. So Bugsy thanked us for saving him, even though he should have just, not gone down by himself. Because like I said, he's not the protagonist. He's not immune from capture. But anyway, after thanking us, he left. And then we walked down and got the Magmarizer, which I was very not happy to see, considering I could have had a Magmortar had I not messed up the original recording. So yeah, I was a little annoyed about that one. So we went back upstairs, saw Looker, Professor Oak, and who I assumed to be his guest, because we didn't go to the broadcast tower first. And then we registered Looker's contact number. And then realized Professor Oak's guest was none other than Professor Birch from the Hoenn region. And he gave us our choice of Hoenn starters. So I picked Mudkip. Because it's a better water Pokemon than Goldeen or Poliwag right now. And I was going to nickname the Mudkip Neptune, but because of a stupid glitch, it didn't cooperate. So I had to go to the name raider afterwards and nickname Mudkip Neptune. And as thanks for our help, the man with the wheezing, the janitor, gave us some leftovers. And then we headed off to the name writer to re-nickname Mudkip. And we headed off to the gym to take on Whitney. But before doing that, we headed to the broadcast tower to do what we should have done before. And that's go meet Professor Oak, and as we know now, Professor Birch, and talk with the businessman from earlier, who we find out is Chris's dad, that she doesn't really get along with. So after battling some trainers in Whitney's gym, Neptune evolved into Marshtomp. And then it learned Mudshot, which we got rid of Tackle for. And then in the battle against Whitney, Lapis took down her Grand Bull, which put up a fight. Nemeus grew to level 29, Sybil grew to level 23, and learned Draining Kiss. Which I got rid of Disarming Cry for. Neptune grew to level 19. And then Miniatis took care of Whitney's Miltank. Sorry, Lapis took care of Whitney's Miltank. And then Miniatis took care of her Clefairy. Neptune grew to level 20, and all she had left was her Togetic, which Miniatis easily took care of, winning us the battle and the Plane Badge. Well, after she was crying and refused to give it to us. from Whitney. We got the TM for Play Rough and taught it to Nemeus. And this is where we're going to leave the episode off until next time. So thank you for watching, and feel free to watch my battle against the Tokyo Togekiss, which went up yesterday, Friday, June 11th. So I will put the link in the description, as I will with Ryan's video of my battle. So thanks for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye.